For this video, I just want to build a consensus between me and the feminists in the United States of America. I just so happen to be privileged to research Islam in the Middle East versus Islam in other countries, right, in Asia and Africa. And I know everybody tries to put Africans into the group with the Middle East, but they certainly are not. I actually lived in Africa. I did not see the quote unquote atrocities that you hear in the mainstream media. The mainstream media is simply trying to castigate black people everywhere. So they will say that black Muslims in Africa are just as bad as they are in the Middle East. Now, I'm not trying to cast aspersions on Islam itself, but it has been said by the Asian Muslims that the Middle Eastern version of Islam is an aberration of Islam. And they don't mean the quote unquote terrorist Islam or the quote unquote radical Islams. They say that the entire Middle East is a radical aberration of Islam itself. Now, let's go back to 1960. The Middle East was headed for a boom. They had just discovered oil some years ago. Women were progressing just as much as they were in the United States. Then the radical Muslims took power, and I would probably suggest and recommend and hint that it might have been at the hands of and help of the United States and the European powers. You can't have brown people actually be in control of billions, now trillions of dollars in oil. And do you know in several countries in the Middle East that they actually hand out checks monthly to the tune of that people do not have to work in those countries? I'm not specific on which countries, but just you have to be a citizen, number one, and then they hand you a check because they are so rich in oil, and the oil quote unquote belongs to the people. Now, can you imagine that if the European powers actually let the Middle Eastern countries have all of that money and progress with Western civilization in mind the way that they have in Europe and the United States? Of course, the Middle East is an aberration. So what is my point? Why am I talking about feminists? I want to build a consensus between me and the feminists that you do not have a quarrel with your white men. Feminism is a white thing altogether. All right. It's just white women. First of all, leave all the colored people out of it. And I mean that in the technical sense, not in the I'm a racist and all these colored people. I mean, anybody who has a drop of color in them, leave them alone. This is a white thing. I want to build a consensus and have you say with me, we do not have problems in the United States between white men and white women, period. Why? Because look over to the Middle East and see that those women are being beheaded, being killed, being neutered in the fashion that women get neutered, stoned, maimed, burned to death, thrown into a lake of burning tar. You don't have a problem with white men. You don't have a problem at all. And there never was a problem. The woman was worshipped from the very beginning. Why? Because she is the foundation of civilization. She has the children. So stop it with your damn, we have problem, we're really put upon. Freaking first world problem. A first world problem means you don't have a problem. If you want to be a feminist, if you want to speak for equal rights, why don't you go rescue all of those women who are being beheaded, killed, maimed, tortured over in the Middle East? Do you know in the 1960s, the Middle Eastern women used to walk around with mini skirts on in every single Middle Eastern country? This isn't something from the 1400s or the 1600s. This is brand spanking new. So let's build a consensus here. You will stop your shenanigans with saying that the woman has to get the child in a divorce case, has to get all the man's money in a divorce case, in a parental case, because a lot of you women are retarded. Let's face facts. Let's get the truth out on the table. A lot of you women are retarded. You can't take care of yourself. Your mom, your grandma didn't teach you how to cook, clean, budget a house. You're literally only bringing to the table your uterus. I'm not even talking about vagina. I said uterus. Your childbearing capability. That's it. A lot of you are retarded. A lot of you are just terrible. You're terrible human beings. No responsibility, no skills. You can't live in this ideology of courting and not be courting worthy. Meaning, the man didn't just court the woman, he courted a potential wife. And what did wife mean? A wife brought to the table that she could be a homemaker. And that is a huge responsibility entailing lots of skills. Women taught their daughters skills to be a homemaker. She didn't just say, okay, lay on your back and there you go. That's a wife. That is not a wife. And when people get together now, these days, and they have a baby before marriage and they go, okay, let's try this out. And they live together, they find out that the woman is horrible. She brings nothing else to the table. And then she gets frustrated because the guy doesn't like her. You're not a good human. Not in this economy. You can't just lay on your back and expect to be a wife. Unless he has so much money to hire a maid, chauffeur, butler, gardener. Yes. So let's build a consensus. Hey, white women, you all don't have a problem with white men. You know who has a problem with their men? The Middle Eastern women. Obama says it's not Islam. I say it's not Islam either. It's an aberration of Islam. Until you can get those women human rights. I'm not even talking about no feminist rights. Until you can get those women human rights, raping small girls, flat out raping small girls. And it's okay under their law. Until you can get those women human rights, don't even open your mouth about how badly your white man is treating you. Because if we really want to go there, let's put all the facts on the table. Your white man is not treating you badly. You are asking for more than you deserve and more than any human ought to have. That's what you're asking. Until you can get those women in the Middle East regular human rights. Don't even talk about it over here. Thank you for watching the Shakaama Live Show.